Thanks for staying with us here on Joy News Prime. Members of Parliament have expressed worry about the rising cost of construction materials, particularly cement prices. According to the MPs, it will be important for government to immediately take steps to stabilize the price of cement and other building materials. Delivering a statement on the floor of the House, Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboi constituency, Yusuf Suleimana, bemoaned what he described as the unbearable prices which is affecting individuals and businesses. He wants some taxes and levies on these materials removed.
The cost of cement forms a very important component of construction. Indeed, my research reveals that, as a rule of thumb, cement constitutes about 16% of total construction costs. What this means is that changes in cement prices impact construction and people directly. Mr. Speaker, the impact of extreme cement price increases on the construction industry, the state and individuals is unbearable and profound. Specifically, for contractors with ongoing projects, this immediately affects project costs. For instance, in 2019, the President cast off for the construction of the military housing project at a cost of $100 million. At that time, cement was selling at a cost of about 32 Ghana cedi per bag. Today, at over 50 Ghana cedi per bag, the cost of this project will automatically go up by an extra $100 million in the list.
Commenting on the statement, Chairman of Parliament's Finance Committee, Kweku Kwatin Ajiman, attributed the rise in costs partly to COVID-19, which has led to higher freight charges. He noted the issue is before his committee and the report will soon be presented to the plenary. However, Mr. Kwatin says he will not support any call to remove taxes from these products.
It is true that COVID-19 has increased especially freight costs. So any items you are importing into this country now attract higher freight charges. That, from our preliminary observation, is largely responsible, not wholly, but partially responsible for the rise in some of the building products we see on the market. But, Mr. Speaker, the problem with the suggestion by our honorable member that the solution lies in government taking off some taxes and some levies in order to get the cost of those imported items go down, in my respectful opinion, is insensitive. It's insensitive to the economy. Mr. Speaker, when I say so, I mean that we have just come from the year 2020, in which the revenue shortfall was some 14 billion Ghana cedis. Then again, COVID-19 required that government found money to finance unplanned expenditures, such as the creation of isolation centers, such as the provision of relief for frontline workers, such as for vaccines, such as for all the things government needed to do to protect the lives of our people.
On his part, the Member of Parliament for Whole West, Emmanuel Bejira, Kwesi Bejira, said the prices of building materials have become so unbearable for the general public.
It is true that COVID-19 has increased especially freight costs. So any items you are importing into
Apologies there, we'll bring you that insect in our subsequent bulletins, but we have been speaking to some members of the general public who say the rising cost of building materials must be curtailed immediately.
The incrementation of cement has caused a lot of problems in this country. A lot of people are suffering due to the increase of the cement. Because when you want to set up or business or build a house, because the cement has been increased, you cannot able to get money to buy a lot of cement in order to build a house. So because the cement has been increased, the renting allowance too has been increased. So we the young ones coming, we are suffering. So the government have to reduce the price for us so that we can also buy cement to build a house.
I think it is not good for our economy, especially we the youth who wants to start something. Just last week I was trying to get a cement. I thought the price was around 50 cedis, and I got there and it was like 55. So it's not good. It's not good for the youth who want to engage themselves in construction and other stuff. And for those who do renting, like those who rent, it's also not helping because landlords are, they are doing their thing, increasing our rent because they said, cement prices going up.
Definitely, it's going to affect this in the system. Looking at the rent price now, and now I've learned that they said they've passed a law that now the landlord is supposed to take only 6 months. And here the case, the cement is increasing. Now see, about 2 years ago, we bought one cement bag like 20-something cedis, and now it's about 50 cedis. And the people that are building too, they also put something on it. So if government wants the board that they pass to be in its correct way, then they should reduce the price.
Of course, it affects me because I'm building, and anytime I'm going to buy cement, the price is quite different. It increased. And we need a stable economy. We need a stable price. There must be price control in the economy. Yeah, we need a signification that we have even an economic minister.
For me, cement in the born there. The best amount penny for the ministers, any MPs, any penny. The best almost say cement in the born or moon because the cement in the born a cosura and also my landlord for almost to me a two demo. See, and easy say work a pet dime, even chamber horse self contained crown is about 300 Ghana cedis for a month. It is a and the cement in the book cosura. Almost about 2 months.
We have been joined on the phone by the maker of that statement in Parliament, Yusuf Sulemana. Thank you very much, Honourable Member of Parliament, for joining us. So, the chairman of the Finance Committee, Kweku Kwarteng, says he disagrees with you on the call for the removal of taxes. What is your reaction to that?
Let me thank you for this opportunity. I think that the chairman did not read the statement well. I did some comparisons. For instance, I said that in April this year, the CEO of Dangote granted an interview in Nigeria when some consumers of cement complained of the differences in his pricing in the various countries where he operates. And just listen to what he said. He said that in Nigeria, a bag of cement in April cost $5.1. In Zambia, $5.95, and in Ghana, $7.2. Are we saying that these countries are not experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic? They are also experiencing the same pandemic that we are experiencing. So the cause of high rising cement in this country cannot be attributed to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is self-inflicted, if you like, taxes. The imposition of taxes and levies has led to these high rises of prices in cement. And so what government needs to do is to simply take off these levies and also give a directive to Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority to give more berths to vessels that are carrying clinker. If we do that, and also look at reducing taxes on fuel, prices of cement will drastically come down. And so for me, the former deputy minister, who's now the chairman for the Finance Committee, was just being defensive and he was trying to defend government's position. The truth of the matter is that cost of cement is rising, and it is rising because of the insensitive nature of this government. You come to impose taxes, you come to impose levies. Can you imagine where you impose a levy that you describe as fumigation levy? Now the clinker come and you don't do any fumigation, yet you take the money. Again, because you have restricted that self-carrying clinker to only one berth, there's always congestion. And anytime there's congestion, the vessel or the cement producers pay between $35,000 and $45,000 daily. All these are transferred to the consumer. And so for me, when they say that it is the COVID-19 pandemic that is causing this rise, I beg to differ. And that is why I went to do a research and to do that comparison, so that you realize that in neighboring countries, even though they are also hit by the same pandemic, prices of cement in those countries are lower than Ghana. So there are self-inflicted causes, internal causes, and not because of the COVID pandemic.
So there are levies and there are taxes. You mentioned, for instance, the fumigation levy, which you think is not justified. Which other levies would you want removed, or you want everything scrapped? But yeah.
So my recommendation is that let's take the $0.50 per ton fumigation levy off. Then there's also the component of 1% health levy that was imposed just last year.
Okay.
If we also take it off, there will also be a reduction on the cost of production, and for that matter, consumer price will also go down. Again, the increase in taxes on fuel, for instance, the pollution tax that we impose, if we also take it off, it will also reduce the cost of the production, because all these producers use fuel. And once they use fuel and the cost of fuel is rising, it will be translated into the cost of production, and for that matter, consumer price. And so if you want to reduce cost of cement, these are the areas to look at, and it has nothing to do with COVID-19.
Very well. Thank you very much. That's Yusuf Suleiman. He's the Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboi, joining us on calls for the reduction of cement.